Alright guys, so I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I'm back now, and I'm going to start off with this Armchair GM for the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have a lot of moves to make this summer and not a lot of cap space to do it, so I'm going to show you guys what I think their best moves could be. Starting off by looking at their forward depth chart, we're pretty much set down the middle, but the wings look a little bare, and a reminder to look at our cap space in the top right corner. We've got about $10 million to spend right now, along with some key RFAs to re-sign, such as Braydon, Cedric, Paquette, and Erne. And if we look at our starting defense, it's pretty empty. The left side is completely set for next season, but our right side is going to need a little work, and of course our goaltending is set going into the future. So back to our forwards, the first thing I'm going to do is just move JT Miller to left wing, where he's been playing all year, as well as Kucherov to that first line right wing, and Yanni Gourde from center to that second line right wing spot. Then since the rookie Mathieu has been playing unreal so far this year, we're going to bump him up to that third line right wing, which shifts down our expensive veteran Ryan Callahan down to that fourth line. Right off the bat, I think everyone can see our problem here. $5.8 million is far too expensive to pay a fourth liner, so the next thing I think the Lightning should do is find a team with tons of cap space who'll be looking for some veteran leadership. The first team that popped into my mind was New Jersey, so I think by offering Callahan along with a third or a fourth round pick in exchange for a conditional 7th rounder or something of that sort will be enough to get Callie's contract off the books. Now that we have tons more cap space, we need to re-sign our top RFA and arguably our best player in Braydon. Now he's only 22 years old, and this is his first contract coming out of his entry level, and as Tampa's done in the past with getting guys to take a hometown discount, I'm positive Point will be no different, and I think he'll sign for an 8-year, $72 million contract, giving him a $9 million cap hit right in between those values of Kucherov and Stamkos. Next, I'm going to try and fill up that bottom line, so I think re-signing RFA Erne is the best option for this spot and price point. Currently, the 23-year-old is making $800,000, so I think giving a little one-year deal at $1.3 million is more than generous, as he's played well when he's been in the lineup with 8 points in 19 games so far this year. Fill up that right wing spot, I'm going to make some swaps here, so I'm going to put Killorn on that fourth line spot while calling up prospect Alexander Volkov, who almost made the team this year out of camp. He led Syracuse in goals last year as a rookie, and I think he'll be ready for that third line role next season. I'm going to leave our forward lines like this for now. Top to bottom, they look pretty solid, but we only have about $4.5 million in cap space, and we need to fill in 2 to 3 spots on the blue line. So the first thing we can do is call up prospect Cal Foote. The 19-year-old is making his professional debut this season in Syracuse, and is looking NHL ready. He already has NHL size and should be able to manage an NHL role next year. However, that right side is still looking far too young, and I think they'll be able to re-sign the aging Anton Stralman at a discounted but still fair $3.5 million deal to lead that right side. So currently this is our roster. The forward lines are among the deepest in the league, and the defense looks solid, but still a little young on the back half. Also, we have almost no cap space left, and we need some injury room, so we're going to have to make some more adjustments here. What jumps out at me the most is that $4.45 million fourth line right winger in Alex Killorn. Not only is the price too expensive for the position, but it's also too expensive for the player, so we need to get him out of here. Unfortunately, he has a full no trade clause until 2020, and his deal runs all the way to 2023. In my mind, this is probably the worst contract Yzerman ever signed, as I honestly think Killorn is useless, especially with the presence of JT Miller. So to get rid of Killorn, I think it'll be pretty difficult. We need a team that really needs to add depth and has a lot of cap room, so for me, Arizona really stands out here. I think we could trade Killorn along with the 7th for hopefully like a 4th or 5th rounder back, but then again, this is all pending Killorn's no trade clause, which he most likely would not waive to leave Tampa for Arizona. So my backup plan if Killorn doesn't want to move is to simply buy him out. So it would be a $1.48 million cap hit until 2027 if we decided to do that, so of course I think we want to avoid that kind of long-term commitment. Even if it's just $1.5 million, that's still space the Lightning are going to want back in the coming years. So if we can get him to waive his no trade, then we're going to have a hefty $4.5 million in cap space. And with that space, I think we should bring up Cory, who has been lighting up the AHL this year, and I think he's proven that he's capable of this fourth line role. Another option is to bring up prospect Taylor Radish, who has been playing well in his first AHL season, but I don't think it's worth it to stunt his development on that fourth line. I still want to add some more veteran depth to our defense, so I think we could re-sign Brayden Coburn to a reasonable $2 million deal. He's played really well with Sergachev in the past and plays a lot younger than his age. This way, if we wanted to even place him on that third pairing, we could keep one Foote or Cernak in the AHL to continue to get minutes and act as an injury call-up. So with this basically complete lineup, we have $1.8 million in cap space, and I still want to add a little bit of insurance to our offense. So I'd like to bring back Cedric Paquette with a little one-year deal of $1.5 million, giving him a little raise and acting as any injury insurance at center, as well as with the possibility of playing him at wing. So this is our complete team with a little over $300,000 in cap space for the 2019-2020 season. I know I made pretty much all internal moves, but I think for a team like Tampa, that was really all they need. The forward and the defense looks elite, and this should be a team that will continue to compete for the cup. So let me know what you guys think about this lineup and the moves I made. Let me know what other teams I should do if you enjoyed this concept.